Hey guys, this is John Tate from AceFrehleyLesPaul.com, and you're watching episode number 9 of AceFrehleyLesPaul.com on YouTube, and the second installment of my in-depth study and breakdown of Ace's signature song, Shock Me. On the last episode, we talked about the way the song is played on the Love Gun recording and how that differs from the recording that you hear on the Alive 2 version, as well as a lot of the videos that are out there posted from over the years of the way the song was actually played live in concert. Of course, there was the first issue with tempo, where it was a lot slower on Love Gun as compared to the live performances and even the live recording. But there were a few little differences in the way that Ace actually played the guitar parts on the song. So moving ahead from this point, I'm going to start to focus in and show you some of the small, subtle differences that Ace used in his playing on the Alive 2 version of Shock Me. Okay guys, so moving ahead, talking about the difference between the Alive 2 version of Shock Me and the Love Gun version of Shock Me, the first thing that you really need to focus in on is your amplifier tone and the tone of your guitar. And on the Love Gun version of this song, you'll notice that the guitar sound is really, really dry, and there's not an awful lot of overdrive or distortion going on. It's pretty audible when you listen to it, and if you actually concentrate on what you're hearing. No reverb whatsoever until Ace got into the guitar solo. So where the differences come in on the Alive 2 version is, of course, there's a lot more gain for the live amp setting, and there's an awful lot of reverb. Really, the reverb probably came from 3 different sources. Number one, the size of the concert hall that they were playing in. Number 2, Ace's amp live and the mixing console in the live environment. And then possibly even they added some reverb when they were editing the song and editing the record before it was released. So you've got those 3 different sources. So what I suggest you do with your amp at this point is take your gain and push it up to about 7. So that's going to be about the 1 o'clock position, give or take, on most amps. And then also take your reverb and push it up to about 5 or 6. So somewhere between 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock on most amps. And that should reasonably emulate the sound that Ace got out of his guitar on the Alive 2 version. The next step involves the technique and some of the chord voicings that Ace used. And there really wasn't a whole lot of difference, but there was a couple. If you recall, when we were talking about the Love Gun version, in the pre-chorus, I said that Ace rocked back and forth between the B and the A7, and then the G flat and the E7. Well, on the Alive 2 version, what I heard when I listened to that song and studied it and tried to learn it was more of a sliding between those 2 chords, between the A and the B and the E and the G flat. So my interpretation of what I hear on the Alive 2 record is this, in the pre-chorus. It sounds a little sloppier and a little messier, but that's what I hear when I'm listening to the Alive 2 version. The second difference is the chord voicing that I hear on the Alive 2 version in the chorus, specifically with the G chord. As I showed you on the Love Gun record, Ace played a G in the bar position like this, right there. What I hear on the Alive 2 version is more of an open G with more ring to it and a lot more bite to it. So it sounds like this. You can hear that extra bite that comes out of it when you play that chord, which typically comes from the open D and the open G string, as opposed to this. Just sounds a little more dull and a little more, I don't know, thuddy. Is there such a word as thuddy? I don't know. Anyway, those are the 2 main differences. The third difference is what Ace actually played live in concert, which was different than what you hear on Alive 2. And instead of rocking back and forth or sliding back and forth, when he played the B, all he played was a B. And then when he played the G flat, all he played was a G flat. So it was... and that was it. So what I'm going to do for you is put all of those elements together and play the first part of the Alive 2 version of Shock Me up to the part of the guitar solo, the beginning of the guitar solo. So it goes like this. And there you have it. Pretty cool. Not a huge difference between the Love Gun version and the Alive 2 version, but a difference nonetheless. Thanks for watching, guys. Next video, I'll start to get into the guitar solo on the Love Gun version and also the Alive 2 version. Again, not a lot of differences there, but a couple nonetheless. So we'll break that down for you, get into it real nice and slow so that you can see exactly how it's played and exactly how to get the tonality, and you can see all the little riffs and everything that are included in that one. Thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. I'll talk to you later.